Okay. I look weird. I need a haircut, but I can't fix those things right now. I shouldn't fix those things right now, okay? So, hello everyone! Today I'm going to be sitting down and organizing all of my embroidery floss. This has been a long time coming. I probably should have done this years ago, probably like 10 years ago. It is an absolute mess in here. Nothing is organized. There's really no rhyme or reason for anything in this box. And it has been a very long time since I have recorded a YouTube video. I am so sorry about that. It has been a rough, little while. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna organize this today, okay? I'm going to flip the camera around, get it all situated, and then we'll open this up and then you can see what I'm talking about. See what we're dealing with here. Of course, we have to take a second to admire the beautiful stickers. I think my favorite one has to be Lunette and Molly with the dust bunnies from the Big Comfy Couch. Okay, but this isn't what that's about. Let's just go ahead and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, it's a big mess. So as you can see, I've just been throwing all of my bobbins of floss in here haphazardly, sometimes not even on a bobbin, like literally just shoved into the side here. So that's nice. So obviously, I think the best way to sort this will be by color. And I think I'm just going to start by sorting everything that's on a bobbin. So I'm literally just gonna go ahead and take this out. All of this loose floss. We will deal with that later. Like, I'm almost tempted to just dump this out and then we can just start sorting into piles. Let's do it. There's no turning back once we do it. Wow, amazing. And now we can start sorting all of this into colors. Wow, this is so satisfying to look at. Look at all these beautiful colors. Wow. Let's just start by pulling these all back and going from red to pink. We're going to try and stay in the Roy G. Biv pattern. I'm gonna make a beautiful rainbow. This is like maroon, I would say. I would say it's like a brownish kind of red. Oh, we have a whole skein in here too that's untouched. Why is this even in here? I'm just gonna start grabbing some oranges too, because it's just gonna make sorting a whole lot easier. And yellow. I think these are the exact same color. So I think when I run into colors like this, I'm actually gonna try and put them on the same bobbin. So let me just unravel this one and we'll put it right onto the one that has more. And then we can save the bobbins for all of our extra string later. Hey, I guess we'll start making a green pile too. I almost feel like this should go at the top, and then it'll go into a darker green. I also think that these are the exact same, so just like before, we're going to condense them. Green. I think these are the same. Put this in here. There, I just moved the camera back a little bit, so hopefully you can see everything a little bit better now. I feel like I still can't get the angle quite right, but that's okay. All right, let's move on to the blues, and then whatever yellows, greens, or whatever we find, we can just throw in there. Blue. I don't know what order I want to put these in yet. No, I thought these were the same, but they definitely are not. Very close. This one, however, is definitely the same. It looks like I have two full skeins on two bobbins. That's crazy. This is gonna be a thick bobbin. There we go. This one's more purpley, so I'm gonna put it down here. I think I'm gonna put this one at the top. think these are slightly different. They look the same on camera. I can tell that this one is just a tad more purple, so we will leave those separate. There's nothing worse than when you're trying to complete a project and you run out of a certain color, so you add more in, and you think it's the same color, and it's not. We may have to make like another blue pile over here. Let's just move you over here. Move you down, and we'll do that. Yeah, starting to get a little bit more purple now. I think I will just go ahead and start making my purple pile over here. I have color codes written on some of these bobbins, but I don't believe they are right. That was from a project I was doing a very long time ago. I'm kind of thinking I'll put the browns and oranges together since it kind of blends into the red as well. I guess it should be brown first. Let's go into these darker browns. Oh, that's black. Lots of green. Lots of extra bobbins so far, so I'm happy about that. Okay, we got some more purples. These ones do have more of like a cool tone though, so I'm gonna keep those with the blues, or at least close to them. I think we'll put this there. I can't remember if I checked if these are the same or not. I think they are. I don't know how I missed that. I do have a couple of these gradient skeins as well, but I think I'm just going to incorporate them to whatever colors are closest. So I'll keep this one with the blues, in between the blues and greens. I think black and white we will save for the end, and with grays in between. So let's just put those over here. Oh, and I also have pinks. So let's just try and make a little bit more room. Scooch over, and we will add our pinks. How did I almost forget about pink? We'll start with like our purpley pinks. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat eating in the background. I'm so glad that I'm checking for doubles of bobbins before I went out and bought more, or made more. I was thinking I could just make more, but that is a lot of work. And I'm already doing a lot of work today by organizing this. Okay, you know what? Let's just shimmy everything down. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. So many greens. There we go. If you're ever not sure if you have two of the same color, what I do is I literally just start wrapping it around, and if the thread starts to disappear, then I'll know that it is the same color. But this one, I know it's not, because I can very clearly see the difference and it is not disappearing. So we'll just keep those apart. Okay, we have some of these like beige colors. I think we're gonna add these to the yellow pile. And again, just removing all these stickers I put on here with old color codes. Yellow. Stick this in there. I had 3 of this color out. That is too many. And I have like this off-white color. I think I'm gonna put that over with the grays and blacks. This is where that pile will be. Pink. This is kind of like an orangey pink, but I think I am going to put it over here with the pinks. We have a few different grays here. Let's see if we have any duplicates. Those look to be the same. Actually, all 3 of these look to be the exact same. Look how thick. Oh my gosh, is this one also the same? Oh my gosh, I think it is. It's a lot of gray. Why do I have this much gray on the go? That's what I want to know. Oh my goodness. Okay, well this is definitely the thickest one that we have. This is just not even going to be comfortable to hold at this point. Look at that. That is comically large.
That is a nice boulder.
Okay. Okay, we have like a tiny bit of white string on here. Brown. I think we're gonna switch these around a little bit. We're gonna go from this greeny blue to those. Yeah. Okay, my camera definitely just died, but I let it charge for a couple hours, played a couple days of Stardew, and we're back. So hopefully we can get through the rest of this without the camera dying again, because I do not have another battery. Okay. Back to sorting the blues. Okay, this is like, you know what? I'm gonna take this one out of here. Even though it is kind of like more purpley to me, we're gonna put it over here with these blues. Okay, there we go. There. Boop. Boop. Okay, we are almost done sorting all of the bobbins. I think these are the same. Yellow. I do think these ones are slightly different, so we'll just keep them separate. I mean, they might be the same, but it's kind of hard to tell. Let's get these out of here. Have like this gradient purple. I think I'm gonna stick it right in there. Kind of matches that vibe. Red. This one has like green and pink in it. Maybe I'll put it beside this other gradient one that's already with the greens and blues. Okay. And this last green one. Let's stick that right in there. Okay, all of the bobbins have been sorted. Beautiful. Now I just have to sort all of this. So this is the part that I was truly dreading the most. You know, just a real sweet treat to sit down and untangle all of these skeins of embroidery floss. So basically my plan going into this was to start with all of the bigger skeins of embroidery floss, get them all unwrapped and untangled, and then wrap them back up again. And while I'm doing this, I'm also just looking for any duplicates of colors that I've already wrapped before I start a new bobbin. And as you can see, some of these skeins were so tangled. Like this red one here was probably the worst out of all of them, which is why I made sure to include it in the edit. So this one was a little bit of a struggle. And once all of the bigger skeins were untangled, wrapped, and sorted, I just started taking small groups of the same colors out of my big ball of floss so I could start sorting those as well. Also, some of these skeins were like barely touched. It's like I unwrapped a new skein, took like the tiniest little bit from it, and then just shoved the rest of it into this box. So I really don't know what I was thinking. It was either like a full skein or not a lot at all. So either way, it was just me being too lazy to put things back where they belong. Just sheer laziness, I tell ya. And any scraps of embroidery floss that were just too small to wrap on a bobbin, or like it just wasn't worth wrapping on a bobbin, I just put off to the side so I could add it to all of my scrap embroidery floss later. Any duplicates that I did end up wrapping, I put right back to where I found it, because I didn't want to mess up the order of my rainbow. But all of the new colors that I'm wrapping, I'm just putting off to the side, and then I'll incorporate them into our rainbow afterwards. So yes, this was the part I was dreading the most. Like, I thought all of the embroidery floss was going to be as tangled as that red one. Thankfully, they weren't. Like, it wasn't hard, but it was really annoying, if you know what I mean. Like, I really couldn't wait for the process to be over, and I was really happy when it was over. If I wasn't doing this for a video and if I wasn't recording all of this, I probably would have taken way too many breaks while I was doing this and procrastinated even longer. Untangling and sorting all of this embroidery floss took me about 40 minutes, but obviously I wasn't going to include all of that in the video. That would have just been way too long, so I managed to edit it down into this 3-minute compilation of me just sorting, untangling, and wrapping. The editing for this video took so freaking long, so feel free to give this video a thumbs up and, you know, hit subscribe while you're at it. And for anyone who's wondering, most of my embroidery floss is by DMC, although there are a couple of other brands thrown in there as well. Ow, ow, ow. My freaking knee. Ow, mother. So now I'm going to add in all of the colors, all of the new colors that I put on Bobbins into our rainbow. So we'll start with this red, orange. Let's kind of sneak in there. Yellows. Greens. Purples. Pink. These can go right in there, and then this off-white can go between there. Everything is sorted. They're looking beautiful. It's done. Okay, so now it's time to put everything back in the box. This, I think, is going to be my favorite part. All right, I think I'm gonna start down here with our whites. The grays to the black, and then I'm going to start with the reds. Moving into the browns. And the oranges, the yellows. Onto the greens. I feel like it would definitely be ideal if I were able to actually color code all of these, but that I think is just a little too much for me. Yeah, onto the blues. I thought this was going to be the most satisfying part, but it's honestly really frustrating trying to get all of these to stay in here and upright while I grab the next one. I'm trying to make this look good for the video, and I'm slowly giving up on that. I was gonna try and do one at a time, but they are just not staying upright, so we're skipping that. Moving on to the purples. And then the pinks. Yeah, this is way faster, way easier. I should have just done this from the start. And then I'm just going to stick the extra bobbins in there for now. And it was at this point that I was editing the video that I realized I should have been turning the bobbins on their sides, obviously, so I can actually see the colors. I do wish I'd noticed this a little bit earlier. I honestly don't know how I didn't, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go back and fix it real quick. This is definitely the right way to do it. It took a couple of tries, but we got there. After many years of procrastination, my embroidery floss is all organized. She is gorgeous. Like, oh, how satisfying is that? Oh my god, I am so unbelievably glad that that is done. I feel like that girl on TikTok that, like, motivates you to stop procrastinating. I'll have to put a timestamp right here of how long this actually took me, because I took that 2-hour break in between, which honestly I'm glad I did. At first I was a little frustrated, but take breaks, drink water. And honestly, that I think is a good segue to my outro. That's everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. I do want to get back into posting tutorials again. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've posted anything. To be completely honest with you guys, I've recently been diagnosed as autistic, and this is just something I've been learning to navigate for the past year now. So that diagnosis is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But with that, it's also just come with a lot of me having to learn to accommodate myself and just kind of like what works best for me and my brain. I'm not going to get into a huge ramble right now. We can save that for another video. This was the biggest thing on my to-do list today, besides make dinner, but you know, that's every day, unfortunately. Alright, well, I think that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you drink some water today. I should go drink some water today. I have not drank water today. I'm gonna go drink some water. I hope you have your favorite snack today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!